Hey folks, this is Todd with Tampa Bay Fishing Channel. I'm over here at Reef and Reel, and over at the donations, they're filling the truck full of non-perishable foods, water, anything that you can bring that they can take down to Southwest Florida to help the people down there because of the huge devastation down there. And up here in the Bay Area, we got really fortunate. So if you have leftover water, if you have towels, anything that you can spare to donate, please come by Reef and Reel between 12 and 6 today, Friday. You'll be seeing this on the Friday fishing forecast at 5 o'clock. And I want to get into the Friday fishing forecast, but I wanted to stop by Reef and Reel and show my support. And because they're such strong supporters of Tampa Bay Fishing Channel, I brought some things to donate. And if you donate, you get a raffle ticket to win a chance at multiple different fishing charters and all kinds of different things. So it's not going to waste to just come down here. Not going to waste, but they're giving you a little bit of incentive to come down here and do a donation. And so all around, everybody's doing a lot of good, and we really appreciate that. Come down to Reef and Reel right on Tyrone Boulevard. I'll put the address down below, and they'll be taking donations till 6 o'clock. So I'll post this a little bit earlier. Let's go ahead and get into the Friday fishing forecast and talk about what we have in store for this weekend. Even though that water, I can tell you right now, from the middle of the Skyway south, it's chocolate milk. But as soon as I passed over the Skyway, it was a very nice green color. Now I know the water temperature dropped tremendously, and we'll get into that on the Friday fishing forecast. Well, folks, I'm back home, and I just want to say that what Reef and Reel is doing is a wonderful thing, and I think they're going to plan on doing a second one in the very near future, because they were getting a lot of donations, which was really good to see. The steady flow of people coming in and donating is really awesome, and it just kind of gives you a hope for this country and what we're going through. And I think sometimes some things like this need to happen to make people realize that we're all one. We're human beings, and we need to care for each other. And so it was good to see Reef and Reel doing that. So as I said, I would get into the Friday fishing forecast and talk about what we have in store. I'll be honest with you, I drove over the Skyway, the south end of the bay, which is the south shore where we typically would fish. That water is like chocolate milk. It is nasty. On the other side, on the St. Pete side, though, it's relatively pretty good. It's a little bit whitish milkish, but it has a lot of green. I could see some of the flats as I was coming over the Skyway on that side, on the St. Pete side. So, you know, if you're going to fish, you might want to look over on that side a little bit and see. You could definitely see where the watercolor changed. It was almost dead in the middle of the bay, right through the Skyway. So it was pretty interesting to see that. But on the south shore, the water is like chocolate milk, so it's pretty nasty. I still haven't decided if we're going to get the boat back and put it in the water or what. I don't know if there's a lot of debris in the water, which I don't think there's going to be, because we had a low tide and not a high tide that crushed docks and things like that. So anyway, we'll go ahead and talk about the lunar forecast, the tides, and the weather. Now the weather looks absolutely beautiful. We had actually, as soon as this hurricane went through, we had a cold front that was helping push it actually come through. So it dropped the temperatures, and I'll be honest, it dropped the bay temperature 10 degrees. It went from 85 degrees to 75 degrees. So that might have an issue with how these fish are feeding also. So it's going to be quite interesting to hear some of the reports if people go out. I may just relegate and go bass fishing. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the tides for this weekend. On Saturday, we have a high tide at 3:53 a.m. at a 2.78 foot. Then we have a low tide at 12:35 p.m. at a 0.28 foot. Then on Sunday, we have a high tide at 4:39 at a 2.77 foot. Then we have a low tide at 1:55 p.m. at a 0.32 foot. So as you can see, there's not a ton of tide movement. It's a two-tide day is what we call it. So the tide is a very long tide, and going out and coming in. So they're not the best tides, and plus we have clear bluebird skies, which that means that high pressure is built in, and it's squeezing on the stomachs of those fish, so they don't want to eat. Even Chad was telling me his koi fish in his pond weren't even eating. So that tells you something right there. Let's go ahead and get into the slooners for this weekend. Okay, on Saturday we have a minor feeding time from 12:41 p.m. to 1:41 p.m. And we have a major feeding time from 5:24 p.m. to 7:24 p.m. And on Sunday we have a minor feeding time from 1:46 p.m. to 2:46 p.m. And we have a major from 6:26 p.m. to 8:26 p.m. And then we do have a major in the morning at 5:55 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. So as you can see, the salooners are later in the day, and it's going to coincide with that tide change a little bit. So it's going to be an interesting weekend when it comes to fishing. The weather, like I said, is going to be absolutely beautiful. Low 80s, into high 60s at night. So that water temperature is probably going to even out at about the mid 70s, like where it is now. I don't know if it has enough time for these fish to acclimate to it, but it's going to be an interesting weekend. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get back out to Reef and Reel and talk to Kevin and see what this is all about. All right, folks, I'm here with Kevin from Reef and Reel. I know you guys have seen him a bunch of times on the boat, and we've become very good friends. And he's like I said, they're a huge supporter of Tampa Bay Fishing Channel. And I'm really proud to be part of what you guys are doing here. Give everybody kind of an insight of what we're doing.
I mean, honestly, guys, we were so incredibly lucky up here in St. Pete, Tampa area to have this storm miss us to the south. Those people, what they're dealing with down south, that could so easily be all of us. By just a few miles, it could have been all of us. So we're doing what we can to try and help them. We're collecting non-perishables, water, towels, batteries, pet food, toiletries, anything that people down there could use. We're collecting over here at the store. We're going to fill up the truck. We're going to drive it down to them tomorrow. We might even do it a second time or a third time if you guys keep filling it. This truck is filling up fast.
Yeah.
The outpouring of support has been amazing, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. Thank you, honestly.
So tell the people what they get if they come down and donate.
All right, so we're giving everybody that comes and donates anything, we're giving them a raffle ticket, and we have several of our charter captains in the area have donated charters. We have some rum that's been donated. We have some apparel from us that's being donated. We have gift cards that have been donated. There's all kinds of prizes that you're going to be entered for just for coming down and helping out your neighbors to the south. Case of water, sanitizer, whatever it may be that you guys can spare. I know a lot of people up here loaded up expecting us to get hit with this storm, and a lot of that stuff didn't get used. So if you have it sitting around, canned goods, whatever it may be, stop on down to the store. We will bring it to them, and we'll get it in the hands of the people that need it.
And if you want, what we'll do for a donation, $100 worth of Tampa Bay fishing products.
Awesome.
So we can correlate with that. So if they want to come down to the store, pick out what they want, and then I'll restock you for that. So
That's
whatever
great.
Somebody wants of $100 worth of Tampa Bay Fishing Channel goods, you can come down to Reef and Reel and get it from them. And so again, I just want to say thank you for doing what you guys are doing. It's a really good thing, and this is what I talk about all the time is we're creating a community.
For sure.
You know, not just a YouTube fishing show. We want to create a community where if things like this happens, we come together and we help each other out, and we're seeing a lot of that.
That's
which
what we're
is
doing.
awesome.
They'd be doing it for us. I've said it to multiple people. They'd be helping us out, and we're trying to return the favor and trying to take care of our brothers and sisters down south.
Most definitely. So with that being said, I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you
it's
for
a pleasure being a friend of yours, and
Same to you.
You know, I love their support, and I love what they do, and I love what they stand for. So I just want to say thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for donating. Come down here if you get a chance between 12 and 6. I know this is going to air a little bit later because it's going to be on the Friday fishing forecast, but I'll put it out enough time to get out and get down here and give some donations. Thanks again. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.